So let me turn to Knox the artist, and this is something perhaps for the true connoisseur and expert. I said I'd try to have something for everyone. So this is something perhaps people have not seen, and I borrowed kindly from a gentleman on the island. And it's a surviving catalogue from 1923. And what you can see, and I'll come on to in a moment, but you see Knox down the bottom. He was treasurer and secretary. So he was an active member, again, on the island. He wasn't a recluse. He wasn't hidden away. On the island, he was very much visible and very much an active proponent of the art movement there. When you also turn to the second page of the catalogue, you do in fact see, and it's a common myth otherwise, you do see him selling his art. So without a doubt, he tended to give his art away. He saw it as something of the island. He gave it to friends. Many people on the Isle of Man had or have his artwork. But here you can see him selling it, and perhaps even more significantly, it certainly wasn't cheap. This is by far the most expensive art on the page, and £30 is a lot for a watercolour, sometimes even today at a local fair, let alone then. To talk a little then more about his formal art, and so firstly, and I can't possibly do this justice, I've been to the Isle of Man once, but you get a sense from these lovely pictures of how beautiful the Isle of Man is. It has everything in terms of mountains or hills, greenery, beach, sea, rocks. It also has the wind, and you do see these incredible trees which have been blown in this shape by the wind. And Knox really tried to capture that in his landscapes. These are two of his, and I will pause and let you study them, but somebody wrote about Knox, the man who could paint the wind, which is a beautiful saying. And I spoke to a professional artist about this, because it looks so simple. It looks like very watery watercolour, almost childlike. It's actually, apparently, and I'm no artist, very complicated to do this kind of art, very difficult to get it right, to get the form, the shapes. And I think you can see that if you stare long enough at the picture on the left and focus on the white houses, the small village in the middle, but in the distance, it absolutely comes alive with just some simple dabs of white watercolour. It hasn't actually mixed with the other colours, and it's very well defined with just a simple touch of the paintbrush. And so that's what you get. And then you get this sense of movement and of the wind. And just two other pictures that I've selected. Again, I think if you look at the houses on the second right picture, in the top left, just the way the sky is coming down onto the hill, you can see a really high quality artist at work. And he was recognised as that. Not broadly, but he had a Canadian exhibition in 1926, went to museums in Canada, and they wrote, or rather they curated it as one of Britain's great watercolourists of the time.